Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and Degenerates. I am Enzo, this is my forever co-host John, and today we talk about Adolescence, the latest Netflix series, limited Netflix series. 4 episodes, and just pure
Stress
and sadness.
and sadness and stress and oh my god,
Yeah.
just the amount of anxiety I had throughout this entire fucking show was unreal,
Yeah.
and I hate you
But
so fucking much.
yeah, this is the latest Netflix series that does everything in one take with innovative camera work, with drone shots and all that. And you come for the innovative filming and you stay for the stress and the heartbreak that is this case.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know if you ever seen the behind the scenes of how they made this, but it truly is innovating filmmaking. Like they use drones to make the shot continuous. Like in episode 2 when they go out for fries and burgers, like it pans up and that's a drone. And it lands.
oh
At
dude, not gonna lie, the entire time I was just like, I did not notice at all.
Right.
I was watching the first episode until I got to the last episode where I was like, they haven't cut
Right.
anywhere. And I had to go back to the first episode. I was like, oh my god, they didn't cut from anything.
Right.
It's just continuous. Holy shit. Good on them. Good on, really good on them.
Yeah.
And also, to give credit, because I think this might be this kid's first gig.
It is.
I never seen him in anything else. Owen Cooper. Absolutely. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
great job portraying this absolute, stressful fucking show.
Yeah. It also subverts expectations because when Jamie gets arrested by I don't know what you call it, the British police service, but by
yeah.
SWAT, and he's convicted of murdering his classmate. At first, you're like, I guess this entire series is gonna prove to us that he didn't do it. That gets blown out of the water in the first episode, because you see, he is the Millers are this small family in Britain, and they're unassuming, and you think Jamie's unassuming. His dad's just this hardworking plumber. Jamie and his sister are going to school. They're doing their best to do the usual: get friends, make friends, get good grades, and all that jazz. And their worlds come crashing when Jamie's accused of murder.
Yeah. It was a very excuse for my word, but the entire process was very anal. Yeah. What I mean by that, the entire thing had a process. It was every action had a meaning. Them going to the clerk and he's everybody was super nice until they proved that he did do it.
Yeah.
Everybody here accommodated Jamie and his family as much as they could. We'll get you a solicitor. Have you eaten breakfast? Not gonna lie, I don't think I will ever hear this kind of hospitality in a police precinct, and in any other movie where everybody was just like, "Oh, you're all so nice," until they start piling evidence in front of you. I'm like, "Yeah, are these your shoes? Is this you following the girl last night?" I'm just like, "Oh my god!" I was just like. It's ain't no way. There's going to be a scene where they're probably in a blind spot. They didn't see. They can't prove that he did it. He fucking did it. I'm like, oh god.
You believe him when he tells the dad I didn't do it, and you're with Eddie being like, he didn't do it again. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Oh my god.
Yeah, my god. Also, another standout, Stephen Graham.
Yeah.
I think after this, he's also another just top tier actor for me.
Yeah.
Sure, we saw him in
The Irishman.
God, what's the name of that? Was he in The Irishman?
Yeah, he's the one who beats the shit out of Al Pacino at one point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he is also in Peaky Blinders and Snatch.
Yeah.
And he was mostly a comedic relief in Snatch, and just seeing him as hey, I'm just a regular dad and I'm just scared that my son will go to jail.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck it up. I don't want to be the reason why he messed up in court. And the entire process with the lawyer. By the way, this is only the first episode. The entire process with the lawyer, I was just like, I am at the edge of my seat here. I'm just like, holy shit. Like, I am so engrossed with what's happening with the situation. I am pretty much mudetessing it. I'm just like, holy shit. Like, it's none of my business, but I just want to know. You know?
Yeah.
Uh, but, yeah, they find out that, hey, sorry, like, the footage is there.
Yeah.
It's bright as day. Even though it happened that night. It's undeniable that you did this.
Yeah.
And the absolute reaction of Stephen Graham's character is just like, he was just like, oh!
Like, what did you do?
Why? Yeah, and it's sad to see because, like, throughout the entire show, we get to see that they're a pretty, like, okay family.
Yeah.
It's not like the dad beats him. It's not like the mom is abusive or anything.
Yeah.
It just happens to anybody, and it's very real. It's very, there's no formula to it. It just happens, and I'm like, and you just wish it didn't,
Yeah.
And sorry, would you like to have your piece?
Yeah, going to episode 2, it shows the cause of why this is happening. Like,
Yeah.
it really dives into modern social standards in schools nowadays. Like, as a teacher, seeing students go through this, I was like, yeah, it's rough.
When I saw how they were at school,
Yeah.
I was like, I'll take the prison. I was just like, okay, I don't know if there's like the norm when it comes to like British schools or like maybe Western schools.
Yeah.
Or maybe even some schools around here. I'm not sure. We're not like this.
Right?
Well, for the school that we went to, it wasn't like this.
Oh, well, it was controlled, that's why.
It was very controlled. It was bad in its own degree.
Yeah.
But here, I was just like, holy shit! I don't ever want to be a teacher here.
Right?
And by the way, like one of the main characters is a cop, and his son goes to the school. If I was a father and I saw the situation of the school, I would have been like, you out next semester. We're going to a different fucking school.
Right? I'm like, you're not going to school anymore. Like, I'm surprised that dad didn't call out the bully. Be like, what the fuck are you doing to my son? Stop that.
Yeah. But I don't think he can, because then he would kind of lose his job.
Yeah.
But the entire situation in and of itself was so stressful, just being that, like, environment where students would talk back to their teachers, students will pretty much bully somebody outright in front of everybody, and the girl just, like, pretty much punching somebody, this girl being very defensive. At one point, I was like, I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
Until the third episode.
It doesn't
Or
help.
until the end of this episode. Like, I was like, why are you so defensive? You were trying to figure out why your friend was killed and trying to bring justice. I did not know that, oh shit, she might be because of the reason why she got stabbed.
Yeah. Like, you find out, like, the son pulls the dad aside to explain what modern social stuff is for people his age. Like, the inner windows, the
820, 80-20.
Yeah. Honestly, I felt aged when he explained that. I was like, I have never heard of that in my life. What the fuck is that?
I kind of hear from time to time because it's the whole Andrew Tate thing.
Yeah, it's the woman that's Andrew Tate shite. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Again, it's very incel. I was so interested that they kind of went in this direction.
Yeah.
I was kind of afraid that it might have been a bit too preachy, but I say they did it gracefully. Yeah, they did go into the whole incel thing, the whole incel mindset, whole alpha beta kind of internet jargon that you hear.
What the algorithm suggests to you, even though like I was honestly looking at like dinosaur videos for a while, and then it suggests like any like toxic masculinity podcast, A, B, and C. Like,
Joe Rogan just pops up.
Yeah, like could have sworn I was watching Jurassic Park. How did this happen?
Yeah, I also follow a lot of like dinosaur main channels, and then like the occasional like you have to be the lion within the gazelles. I'm like,
how does the algorithm think?
I'm okay. Like I'm very happy with my masculinity.
Yeah, same here. But yeah, it is
Uh,
a window into this world. Like, even in doing the research, Stephen Graham and Jack Thorne were shaken by how toxic it can get. This rabbit hole of modern society with the alpha, beta, incel culture, like all the things the kids,
cyberbullying,
yeah, all
all
the
that
things
shit.
kids learn on the internet, the terms like. Sometimes I do have students that say stuff that I'm like, where did you learn that? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ. Uh,
yeah. You are a teacher. I forgot about that.
yeah,
Yeah, it is a very like tough road to like navigate. And yeah, by the end of the second episode, we find out the reason why is because this kid is being bullied
yeah,
all throughout. Not gonna lie, I have to admit, not the best kid either. But yes, he is being bullied.
yeah,
Uh, clearly he didn't take a liking to the rejection, and I guess yeah, one action led to another. I can't really determine what, but that's the outcome.
yeah. And then we get more into depth with episode 3 with the kid counselor played by Aaron Doherty. And by the end of the episode, I felt like her, but just too shaken up. I was like, what just
Dude,
happened?
I had goosebumps when she just sat down and just cried. Like after the entire situation, after being professional, she breaks down, and I'm just like, I was like, oh Lord, I'm right there with you.
Right?
You know, I would have not handled that situation with as grace as she did if I was in that situation.
Yeah,
Yeah, clearly, okay. If you're going into adolescence, there is a message to be said. It is not just a good versus evil kind of bad cop, good cop. It is very bleak. It is very gray. It is very like a lot of times when it comes to Jamie, you want to say he's just a kid, but then the action
he
in of itself
says
is
stuff
just so
like,
grand.
there's a part where he's like, I think paraphrasing, he's like, yeah, I killed her, but I didn't touch her. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying, man? Do you
Yeah,
hear
and
what
like
he's
he
saying?
goes, I wanted to, but I didn't, so that counts, right? And I was just like, fuck.
Right? I'm
And
like,
again, back in my head, he's just a kid, but at the same time, he's a kid who killed somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
he
where do I go with this?
he realizes he's done wrong because he says something and he's like, oh wait, fuck, no, I didn't say anything. You don't say anything
Yeah.
to anyone. And you're like,
Yeah, like I didn't mean it like that. And I was like, whoa. And I love how this entire situation, like, not in the sense of like, I love the entire situation. I love how this played out
yeah,
as a cinematic standpoint, just to be clear. Where she is friendly, she is nice, she is she is the friend, but at the end of the day, she needs answers.
yeah,
Why is he thinking this way? Why did that get to him? Why did cyberbullying bring him to a point of murder? And I'm just like, whoa. Like again, that's why it's very anal. It's very scalpel to tissue,
yeah,
kind of like picking apart at this person. And there's like a whole power dynamic where, not gonna lie, she's always on top. You know, she is always in control of the entire situation, while this kid is trying his best to take control of the,
yeah.
where he kind of lashes out, thinking that, oh, I got you, and I scared you. Maybe he did, but at the same time, you're like, hey, there's a guy waiting unless he acts out.
Yeah,
So she knows she's okay.
yeah. And like just
But still, it's still scary. It's still scary for her. Her like flinching and him like thinking he has
control.
higher ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like again,
It's still scary for her. Yeah.
the things that come out of his mouth. I like you. I'm like, he's just a kid. Does he know any better? And then he says stuff. I'm like, he does know better. Shit.
No, but again, it's a very undeveloped brain.
Yeah.
You can't really
That's why-
like you can't. Yeah.
He's not a kid.
I
He's
wish
still
he'd be-
adolescent. Where
Yeah, he's still adolescent.
yeah, it's still developing his brain.
Yeah, which is the compelling part of this entire thing. You are right. Yes, he did know better. But that's the thing. He learned it a little too late. It would have been nice if it was him bullying somebody or him falling off a bike.
Yeah,
But that's not the case right now. It's him coming to terms that, oh, crap, everything that I tried to defend, everything that I tried to deny or bargain with in my head is wrong.
Yeah.
Him being like, "Oh, I didn't touch her. I wanted to, but I didn't. Other people, other wankers, or other twats would have done it, but not me. So that makes me a different person." I was like, "No, he killed her."
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
Even the counselor's like, do you understand? Even though you say you didn't do those things, she's still dead. She's not here anymore. He's like trying to justify all these means, and like by the end, he's like trying to get some sort of validation that he's still a good person, because he's like, do you like me as a person? She's like, we're done. This is the end. Bye. And he's like, I just answer my question. Am I a good
do you
person?
like me?
Yeah.
Yeah, as a person, like, do you like me? He's not asking as if like, oh, he has a crush on her.
Yeah.
Or if she has a crush on him. It's not that. It's that. Do you see that I'm human?
Yeah.
And I love that scene. It was acted very well. And it's just like, it was heart-wrenching, because at the same time, like, you want to say, yeah, I feel like you can. It's just the action in of itself right now.
Yeah.
It's just horrible. You can change, but right now, you kind of have to go through the motion of, you have to go through jail.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Episode 3 was stressful, and that wasn't even the only problem here, is that there's this lingering creep that would yeah, she's minding her own business. She's a very beautiful girl. And there's this guy who just kind of lingers, and like, yeah, you could tell that he is trying to set up something.
Yeah.
You can't tell what his full intentions were, but like, it's still so scary.
Yeah.
And yeah, as a guy, being seeing that through her perspective, I know that completely. Both me and Enzo can never feel 100% what a person's feeling in that situation, especially the opposite sex.
Yeah.
But her kind of just like being in the room with him, I was fucking scared.
Yeah.
Like, they're looking at the cameras as he lashed out, and the guy's just like, "Oh, I could do what you do," you know. Like, I read the books, you know. Do you think you're better than me? Because, you know. I was like, I could do what you do. And I was just like, dude, back off.
Right. I'm like,
I'm just trying to do my job. This is not your thing.
right.
You know?
Like, episode 3 is like when things like rise up. Like, it's the climax. And episode 4 is a very heartbreaking crescendo, because it's from the parents' perspective. I do love the juxtapose. Like, the ride going to the market and the ride coming back are very different. Like, obviously, like, the vibe when they're going to the market is very happy. They reminisce of old times, and like, they're going there because people have vandalized Eddie's van, and then they go there to get paint. And there's
of all days, his
birthday, his 50th birthday. There's fucking assholes just like, I've seen you on Facebook. I don't think your son's guilty. Blah blah blah. I'm like, this is not the right time, man. Can you go away?
Yeah. But the thing is, again, he is the only one who saw the tape.
Yeah.
He's the only one who knows 100% his son did it.
Yeah.
But there's this kid who's just being like, hey, I know your son did it. Or like, hey, I know he's not guilty. But, yeah, because of the lack of information, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
But the dad knows. It's nice that, hey, you're defending my son. I appreciate it.
But
I know what he did.
Yeah. He didn't see the tape.
You know.
The nation hasn't seen the tape. Not even his wife has seen it. Like, she knows that he's guilty, that he did it, but she's never seen the tape. And then he does catch the people who vandalized the van, and he's about to like beat someone up, and I'm like, it's the wrong method. They get the message of it's the wrong method. What you're doing, don't do it, Eddie, please.
Yeah, and it's. I wish he like. I said a bit more, but at the same time, like, I was like, please don't hit the kid.
Right.
Please, I don't want another Miller going to prison.
Right.
And the dude seems like a very stand-up guy. He's a very... He seems like a nice dad. Yes, he knows that he made mistakes. He knows that he has flaws, like he has anger issues. He explodes from time to time.
Yeah.
Which is very human. It's very annoying. But, like, yes, at the same time, hopefully we could all control it. Um, and I love how it starts though. It's just so happy. Like yes, he's lamenting. He's like he knows the situation he's in, but you're like, hey, let's go to pictures. Let's go to the store, get the paint off, and like take the day back.
Yeah.
And they reminisce about like their prom, their like, and you can see that they're clearly a very nice family.
Yeah.
It's not the stereotypical, oh, the family was abusive. They were either junkies or drunks, or how would I say,
one more,
non-existent.
Yeah, one was more abusive than the other, or both were abusive,
Yeah.
or blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, it just shows that this whole culture can affect anyone in the worst
Yeah,
ways.
whether you have good parents or not, if society just like absolutely bashes your head into the ground and like tells you this way instead of the other,
Yeah.
it does change somebody, even no matter what their background is.
Yeah,
And yeah,
like Eddie is like, I did my best raising him, like as compared to my father who just beat me with a belt, and I swore I would never do that, but did I? In trying to be better, was I actually better? Like it's a whole conversation that like just spins in your head for the remainder of this
yeah.
episode.
And to anyone, this doesn't answer anybody's question. Like anyone watching this movie or this show, that it was his methods as parent correct or wrong. Here's the thing: there is no answer.
Yeah.
It's entirely up to the child and like the world and how it molds him.
Yeah.
And you're just there, you're supposed to support him. Like we can't really tell what parenting,
Yeah.
what good parenting really is.
John and I wouldn't know because we're not parents.
We're not parents.
Yeah.
I would like to be a good parent, but holy shit.
Me too.
Yeah,
It's challenging.
and
We know that.
yeah, it's also terrifying
Yeah.
that like, hey, even if you are a good parent, shit still happens to you, and I'm like, fuck, I just gotta be ready for it, you know?
Right? That's why, like, I'm like, you know what? Maybe kids aren't for me. You know? Like, especially.
Yeah, yeah, man. To each their own.
Yeah.
I would like to have a kid one day, but
Yeah.
yeah, I know it's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
If you don't want to have a kid, don't.
Yeah. That's
You know?
anyone watching, that's your choice. And your choice.
Entirely your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If you're prepared mentally, then go nuts. If you're not, or financially, or mentally,
Yeah.
don't.
Don't. Anyway, yeah.
Pick your
This
battles.
whole series has been holding the tension wire so well with your heart, but like by the end of episode 4 it just crushes it. You're like, why must you do this to me?
Yeah, where the entire time you see this dad, he's just like trying to hold it in together.
Yeah.
And knowing my dad, he's kind of does the same thing, where this situation, I'm like, hey, it's okay to cry, but they choose not to.
Yeah.
Because like, hey, I have to look strong for my family. But once he's alone and he's in his son's room, the dude just breaks down, and it's just so real. And I teared up,
Yeah, dude.
and I was just like, oh Lord, I don't know what I would do if I was in that situation.
Yeah,
I
same.
really wouldn't.
It's that and him going, sorry son, I should have done better. Just tucks the teddy bear in. I'm like, can you stop? Can
Yeah.
this show stop already?
Yeah, and we forgot to mention that his son calls on his birthday.
Yeah.
Sadly, a little wrong timing, but he pleads guilty.
Yeah.
Like he chooses to plead guilty.
Yeah.
I guess he went through therapy. He went through all that jazz to kind of conclude that, hey, what I did was wrong, and I think I deserve this.
Yeah. And like you don't really know what that fully means for his case. Like he's probably gonna be in jail for a very long time, but like they never say what the like extensive consequences are. You just know he's pleading guilty and his family's devastated, and like Eddie just wishes he did better, even though from all accounts from this entire series you're like, you're a pretty good dad, but like it's just society and the internet just corrupting people. And like by the end of the show I was like, man, this generation is fighting an uphill battle sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, like we can't really determine what's a bad. Like, yeah, say what you will. Like, oh yeah, internet corrupting people and stuff like that. There are good things on the internet, there are bad things on the internet. It's
Yeah.
entirely up to you whether you're a parent or a developing child to curate, to choose and pick and choose what you consume,
Yeah.
and especially the people you're around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a very heavy Geeks
Yeah.
and Degenerates
It's about to
episode, but yeah,
say with the internet, it's like or life in general, like you can either let people develop freely or you can have a tight grip on them, and that also has consequences. You're like, "Ah, what a tricky situation, what a conundrum people are in who have kids or who are looking after kids. You're like, damn, this world is getting more complicated as the years go by, and like,
yeah,
it's I love the fact that this show explores that. And you're right, this is probably one of the heaviest Geeks and Degenerates episodes, but it is a very relevant thing to talk about, especially during these times.
I guess so. I guess so. Yeah, I do know that it is a bit iffy on the internet right now. The show.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, it is.
yeah, it is like people are kind of a little teeter tottering on it, but yeah, I guess we could go to our ratings.
Yeah. Well, what would you rate Adolescence?
I'll rate Adolescence a solid 9 out of 10. You know, in my opinion, I feel like it did tackle a lot of things. It's very heavy though.
Yeah.
It's I there might be some things I might have missed. There's might be some messages that me and Enzo might have not picked up on. If there are that we have missed, please write it down in the comments below. Because more knowledge means better living.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a kind of a little bit distraught on it. You know, it tackles a lot of like misogyny. It tackles a lot of cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Toxic
Toxic masculinity.
toxic masculinity, just toxic environments, and what men and women go through
Yeah.
with their own battles.
Yeah.
You know, with things that they fear, with things that like I don't know. It's just very heavy, and I'm kind of a little bit lost for words. But I feel like some parts were done gracefully. There are things that maybe some of us had to see.
Yeah.
You know, it is not wrong to not shy away from these. You know, it's okay to take it on face value. And I do think it might be an important thing to watch. Hopefully, you're not a kid watching this. When you're a little bit older, when your brain's a little bit more developed, sure, give it a try. But
Yeah.
uh,
Or at least have
other than
an adult with you. Who,
yeah, please have an adult with you.
yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah. Everybody acted very well here. Actually, great. Like I would say, award-winning at most.
Yeah.
Especially for the dad, Stephen Graham,
Yeah.
and Owen Cooper, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Kid did an absolutely amazing job just portraying this character. The messages are there. There, it will be at your face. I will say, if you feel uncomfortable with this kind of like media, sure, it might not be your cup of tea, but I feel like it might be important to see, and it's up to you to like what you want to absorb it or not. Anyway, yeah, it is a 9 out of 10, and whew, it's tough for me to say, but I feel like I'm happy I saw it, but I don't think I'll see it again.
Yeah.
Unless need be. Unless need be.
I'll give this a 9 out of 10. The performances are great. The way they filmed this whole thing is just so innovative, and I hope they adopt this for more movies and shows in the future. The themes they explore are quite heavy, and like I agree, like going through it once was enough for me. Like I don't think I'll ever see this again unless I'm required to. But like everything about the show is pretty great, and I'm glad it's a limited series because I don't want to see a season 2. I think it ends well, properly.
Yeah. But hopefully the director, or multiple directors, I think maybe,
Yeah.
would do more work, because I would love to see it.
Yeah. Like, if you want to see more of Stephen Graham, there's a great HBO show called Boardwalk Empire set in the Prohibition era. He plays Al Capone.
Or oh yeah. Or Peaky Blinders, but he's there for
Like
some
the last
parts.
half. But yeah,
Yeah.
the theme for this lineup is Netflix. Because the next video is not as heavy. Involves Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown, and the Russo brothers. And then the
Why
last,
do you gotta do Steven Stalin hug like this?
and then the next
Already.
one is all about demons and a storm approaching and all that jazz. So yeah, Netflix filled. The devil.
Right. Devil May Cry.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, for this Netflix theme week, we start with something heavy and end with something pretty fun. But yeah, it's a very good Adolescence, a very heavy and very great show, and I think it's very relevant for these times. That's all I'll say on that. But if you want to see more of us, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments, Spotify to hear us on the go. Individually, I'm Zodus Wastos on TikTok and Wolf on Letterboxd. Where can I find you?
Oh, you can find me at JomGeom _ on Instagram. It is my account.
And until the next time, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.